What's up, everyone?
Hey, Jason.
How you doing?
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
There
Chill.
they are.
You working in the new office?
Working in the new office.
Nice. That was an awesome post you did.
Thank you. I wanted you were like send pics, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna share that with the group.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
That-
my husband's setting his office up now because he got office space. I got office space. Yeah.
How's the
Super
weather
excited.
up there, Carol?
You know, Jason. I don't know why you always got to go for the jugular.
Is it a little cold in the office?
Well, you bring me up and then you bring me down. I gotta tell you, it's a little chilly, a little chilly. I'm watching the steam come out of my hot tub from the window.
Oh, snap.
I'm getting ready to
You
get in
see,
that hot
you
tub
see,
too.
she had to
Yeah, I'll
work
be in
in
that
hot
hot tub.
tub to the conversation.
I know. I caught that. She had to work that hot tub into the. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we know you got a hot tub.
I didn't mean
Oh,
it like that, but you know, I'm
right.
Yeah,
living that real
life is
life.
rough. Yeah.
Yeah, listen. We all have a different degree of roughing it.
That's
How you
awesome.
guys doing?
What's up, Orlando? How you doing?
Oh, hello.
Hey.
What's up, Bernard?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Rosemary, how you doing?
Oh, hello.
Awesome. That's a pretty neat background you got there. Giving me like nightclub vibes. All right. All right. Well, let's do before we hop into it, let's do a little rundown recap of the week. Oh, we got people coming in. Let me get everybody in here. Hold on. All right, hold on. Somebody's speakers. Okay. All right. So yeah, let's do a rundown of the week. How'd you end up closing the month, and how's this month looking? Start with you, Carol.
Ended up with two closed for 320,000, and a new listing went live and went under contract.
Nice.
So, yeah, that gives me two closings scheduled for this month in February, and that's for a total of 600. And I just put a new listing under. I just got a new listing the other day. That's going to go live this week.
Okay. So are you on track right now?
Am I on track to hit my 50? No.
Okay.
But over last year, I have doubled my productivity. So that tells me that I'm on track. I'm on the right trajectory to hit my goal by the end of the year.
Okay. How many do you need to close a month to reach your 50?
5.5. Hold on. You know what's funny? I was just looking at that. Let me pull up my spreadsheet. Because I got a spreadsheet. Because Jason said, bitch, you need a spreadsheet. Okay. I need to close 4.6 transactions per month to
Okay.
hit my goal of 50 by the end of the year. So I am two behind according to the goal. But as you know, last year was my first full year. So I'm also taking into account what I did last year over this year.
Okay.
Right.
Here's what
So
I want here's something I want you to take into account instead of, last year being your first year. So one good thing that I want you to take note of, and you can maybe work this into your spreadsheet, is something called seasonality.
So far I got 5.
And what seasonality is, it just kind of goes over in real estate. Obviously we work off a season, so just think of like one of those graphs where it's going up and then going down a little bit, and that's
yeah.
how the year works. And
Okay.
so if you're kind of consistently hitting 2 and 2 in January, then you want to adjust your numbers from March all the way to pretty much September, October, where June, July, August, May are going to be your highest, and then it can come back down towards the end of the year.
I see what you're saying. Okay, I'll definitely take a look at that over last year from this year.
Yeah. So
Do
in
you,
actuality, you're probably on track right now. because you're gonna probably do triple in those summer months.
Mhm.
And so on your spreadsheet, I want you to adjust for that, for
Okay.
that seasonality.
So my question for that is, I feel like it's possible because when Corona hit, I had a bunch of stuff that just went.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like last year's seasonality numbers might be a little skewed as a result of that. Do you think that that will affect it, or do I just track off last year?
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter about last year because the seasons move how the seasons move. Last year, we did see a little skew where historically it would start up in like May and shoot
Right.
up, versus last year it kind of did that in like July. And
Exactly.
so, but I feel like people are getting back to the new normal, or getting to the new normal. And
Right.
so you can kind of adjust it how it normally is,
Mhm.
starting
Okay.
in May and going to September.
Okay. So for seasonality, how do I predict what I should be looking at for April, May, June, July, and August?
Sure. Well, since your year has already started, and it's not like a formula type of deal, but since your year has already started and your goal is 50,
Yeah.
break it up to where January, February, November, December are your lowest months. Okay.
Okay.
So you've already kind of set those months as being 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so from March all the way until October, with June, July, August being your highest months. So you
Okay.
want to take that 50, and you can do 2 in January, 2 in February, you can do 3 in December, 3 in November, and take those remaining and break that up over those remaining months, but
Okay.
do that curve that it's supposed to be doing, to where in those summer months is going to be your highest. So you may end up with like 10 in the summer. You don't know, but you
Yeah.
just need to break it up. So it's not like a formula just because we've already entered into the year and now we're on the second month.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. All right, Brian, give us your rundown.
My rundown for this last month. So really got started with, getting some clients. Been doing a bunch of showings on houses and apartments. So just really catching my groove finally, and getting into that habit of kind of knowing what I'm doing and what I need to be doing. So now focusing more, of course, on social media, YouTube, getting my face out there, keeping my face out there, building my presence among people that know me, and then having stuff that people can look at when I introduce myself to them. So just really building up that foundation.
Okay, cool. So do you have an exact plan for this month? How you're going to be doing that? What are your actions?
That's what I will be working on today. So I've got my binder, and I'll be going through that after the meeting and getting that finalized.
You're going to get it finalized today, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I want to see it after.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Rosemary, welcome. How you doing?
Hi, everyone. Hello. My name is Rosemary Jimenez. I'm over here in Dripping Springs, just west of Austin. I'm pretty new. I just got started in the middle of January. So at this point, it's been, a whirlwind getting acclimated to all my systems and tools and programs that I have available. I'm a member of Austin Board of Realtors and Beaumont Board of Realtors in Texas. So I hope to be eventually working a little bit in both areas. At this point, I haven't done too much as far as working with clients. I did receive a couple leads from OpCity, and I did work with those couple lease clients so far. They have been not great clients, but I'm continuing to work with them. At this point, they're kind of being used as a training mechanism for me. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I'm looking, right now, my goals are just to do exactly that, to goal set, put my systems in place, just, be ready for whenever I'm ready to jump off the diving board.
Awesome. Well, we are happy to have you. I think Bernard has done a good amount with OpCity. Carol has a nice message for you over there. Yeah, but I think Bernard has done a good amount with Op City.
Yeah, so you got to be careful with the Op City thing, right? So I have to first give lots of kudos for Op City getting me aligned with the builder that I have, right? I have a builder, and so I'm going to give Op City credit. But you have to understand with Op City, it's like any other lead source, and really, you got to look at the averages. It's about 2%, and so I've run through 120 some people and closes directly in Op City. But also, I had an Op City lead take me to go and look at some property, and they didn't want it. Somebody was standing there and said, "Hey, I want it," and ended up getting that deal and didn't have to do anything. So, there's a lot of pluses to it, but it's going to be a lot of grind too. Just be careful. Again, it's about a 2% is what you're going to get. You have to take that in consideration. Actually, just last night, our state broker here reached out to me because I am the land guy. So there's an Op City land deal that they're sending my way because they know that I'm specializing in doing land deals, and just south of Houston, from Houston down to the coast. There's about 80 miles of land down there that people just don't venture out. So even when she put it out there on our workplace, I was the only person that responded. So I'm getting that reputation and saying, I'm gonna chase the land because it's a whole lot easier to do land than it is doing houses. You don't have to worry about inspections. People like, listen, you got 1 or 2 spots. It's dirt. You can't say I don't like the cabinets, I don't like the colors, I don't like the man. It's dirt. You either buying it and it's gonna meet what you want to put on it, or it's not. So that works out. But Op City, again, you just have to be cautious that it is going to be a lot of work, though.
Okay. Awesome. All right, Orlando, you're up, buddy.
How's it going, guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I was out on vacation for a little longer than I expected. We missed our flight.
Man.
It was in Orlando, so I was okay.
Gotcha.
But no, before that, actually, I didn't get to tell you guys, I had a listing that I was going to take that ended up referring out. I didn't like the seller at all, so I didn't want to work with her. So I referred it out, and that went under contract for $215. So I'm going to get a 30% referral on that.
Nice.
And I wanted to ask, because I do that a lot. So if I'm referring transactions out, how would I write that in my goals?
Yeah, you just set a number of referrals. So for instance, for me, I have a goal of referrals, and it's actually inbound and outbound referrals, because I receive a lot of referrals, but then I also like to give a lot of referrals. What you can do is just kind of take note of your trend, what you've been kind of trending, and then put your plan together on how you want to solicit referrals. I'll tell you all, the way that I get referrals is through video. And when people kind of see you as a trusted agent in whatever market area, then they will refer things to you. So just think about maybe taking into consideration where other parts of your network is. So if you have parts of your network in other places, or people who are in your sphere in other places, to market to them the same way that we talk about here in Power Unit, with the gifts, with the letter of the heart, with everything like that. So number of ways. I would maybe make that number based on kind of what you're seeing trending, since it's your first time doing it. And then next year, you can actually set a more calculated standard for referrals once you see how they're coming in.
Based off of income.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I also did have a buyer go under contract during that time for $291,000, and we actually got it for him $17,000 below appraisal price, which was mind blowing. Yeah, so they overlisted. Yeah, they listed $30K over what they should have. So that worked out for us, because right now we have houses on the market for maybe a day or two before they're gone. So, and then I did write down, I don't know if we're all supposed to be doing this, but I'm going to take your 90-day challenge.
Yep.
And so that's what I plan on doing for the month. I'm going to switch it over to 100 calls a week, the 200. Honestly, right now, I'm just trying to keep up with the leads that are coming in
Okay.
through social media. And then another thing I wanted to ask is through social media, by doing video, leads aren't so much like, hey, I want to buy and sell right now. It's more so like questions and relationships over the long run. So how do you go about tracking that?
Yeah, so you track it the same way. Put them in your CRM, add a tag to them. You could put the tag that where they came from. I love using tags, so I'll use a tag for anything. Like if it came from Facebook, if they're 30 to 60 to 90 days out, if they're a year or more, are they first time buyer, are they a seller? I have a tag for everything to where when I go out and market, I know exactly who I'm marketing to because of the specific tags that I have. But you're not going to want to lose contact with those people, because even though they may tell you that, oh, we're not doing anything for 6 months, that number always seems to shrink. So, you know, it's just about who's reaching out to them at the right time. And you want to make sure that that's you. So treat them like normal leads, normal business.
Okay. That's a big goal of mine this week. My wife and I are actually going through all of our leads and inputting them into KV Core.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Nice. You know, they always say if you want to get busy in real estate, to go on a vacation, because that's when everything starts popping off. Why y'all think I'm always out of town, right?
Very true.
Okay, cool. Bernard. Oh, you want me to come back?
I was on mute. That's all.
Okay.
I just had to use
Gotcha.
the multiple screens, and yeah, so
Look at
you know
you.
things are way crazy for me in a very, very good way. You know, I told you this builder, I mean, they just keep sending me these land deals. I'm getting a land deal just now. I've two of them are in contract right now. I have been actually, because of my volume, I'm actually now entered into the mentoring program. So I'll be able to start working with people, helping them on transactions. I have a nephew that just signed up with EXP. He's in my downline. So I've got my first in my downline.
Nice.
I spent the week out in Seattle. It's one of those crazy, got that uncle that everybody wants that. And it's now to figure out what he wants to do with all his properties out there. So I spent the week in Seattle working with agents out there so I can get my 25% referral whenever he figures out what he wants to do out there. And then his former wife says, oh, I've got some property over in Bryant, Texas that I need some help with. I've got like 50 acres I need somebody to help me with. I'm like, you know what? I'm not that far from Bryant. So let me figure out how I can help you with these legal issues so I can get that listing for 50. I says, oh yeah, and then across the street we got 19 too. So falling into place, man. It's just like, wow, this is just crazy. Like, so good things all over. So just excited on it, and I'm just busy. And actually, I have my own office now that I'm in because just talk to my wife and say, hey, if I can support the price of the office, it gives me my flexibility to make it mine versus staying at home and being bothered by her. And you know, she's a clean freak and she wants to move everything all the time. So I'm just, you know, I have my office now. So yeah, so business is going well. It's going well. So hopefully we can get this deal, the legal pieces straightened out with this the acres down there right outside of Texas A&M, and you know, talking to the university, we can get a good deal off of it. So
yeah. Well, it's not all happening.
That's it for me.
It's not all happening by coincidence. It's for the hard work that you've been putting in all these months. Like, do y'all remember when Bernard first got here? I mean, you know, like you've come a very long way, and that's amazing.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Hey, Bernard, it's Brian.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out to you. I'm in Katy.
Okay.
I'm in Katy, so I'll walk land. I'll walk land with you. I walked land with my grandfather when I was a kid. So
Okay,
feel
yeah,
you.
yeah, definitely. Let's do that. You know, because I'm always. I mean, like I said, I've got to go to the deal down, and I think the people are looking at something down in by East Bernard. I'm heading
Awesome.
that way. So
Okay.
that's the Op City
Well, I'm gonna
deal
let
that they
y'all
got.
talk about that
Okay.
offline.
Yes,
And-
sir. Yeah.
All righty. Nicholas, you're up, man.
How's it going, everyone?
Good.
All
How
right.
are you?
So, good, man. Good. So my goals for January so far, what I fulfilled was I joined my friend's team with EXP. So I've been with him full time for about 2 weeks now. He's getting me exposed to a lot of buyers that are out there. So I've been calling every day. I first started off with, at least talking to 10 people a day, moved up to 20. And, now I'm talking to at least 20 people a day, getting hopefully at least one appointment a day. That's awesome. So I set up a couple of those over the last couple of weeks. My goals for February are to grow my own pipeline so I could get a better commission split that way, and also grow my own business for my future business. So that's what I'm working on now. Making it a thing to attend these training sessions every week, just so I can keep learning more and expand my knowledge across the whole market. He's been teaching me a lot about the rejections, getting on the phone, talking to as many people as possible. But I got to learn more about bringing in my own business.
Yeah.
So I got one inspection next Monday. One deal I have to follow up today for an offer that I put in about 2 weeks ago, but that's a whole nother story.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Nice. Where are you located?
New Jersey,
Okay. What part?
Monmouth County.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, welcome. We're glad to have you.
Thank you, man.
All right, Robert, you're up.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. It's not afternoon yet, but yeah, new to the real estate industry and new to the founders group, and I'm very happy and pleased to be part of something great. The power unit has been very, very helpful for me, and I'm very happy to be here. Today, I'm working on some Facebook marketing. I'm going to be trying to put up some graphics and some contact information. That way my sphere can see what my team and myself are doing as far as being conducive towards the business. Been out there trying to get, face-to-face interactions. The other day I got my hair cut, so I talked to the barber a little bit about what we do and what, how we do things and why we love to do it. And he reached out and, mentioned that he has a property that he wants to sell, and then he wants to buy a duplex. So I've been kind of touching base with him. He didn't want to give me his contact information initially, but I think that was just because we were at the barber shop. He could get in trouble for passing the information, but he gave me his contact information via social media. So I'm gonna reach out to him and give him some, maybe set up a CMA so that we can get the ball rolling. Maybe probably have something done by June or July, which is what he's expecting. So
Nice.
yeah.
I'd be getting a haircut every week.
Yeah, I know. See,
Just to be able to
trying to
sit
be
over
out
there.
there and just trying to
Yeah.
make a presence. And I've been in the process of getting my real estate license for some time, so that gave me some time to kind of talk to people and let them know, like, I'll be licensed soon. So many people around my community, and store clerks, anywhere that I go, I frequent the most, they know that now I'm licensed, and if there's any business that they can refer to me, uh, you know, I haven't reached out to myself or one of my team members, and we're all very supportive of what we're trying to do.
Awesome. Great. All right, Sabrina.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Well, last month I did a few showings for rental properties. Today I actually walked the customer through getting pre-qualified for a loan. So now he can start shopping. So he's very happy about that. And I'm also working with another customer that wants to purchase in the next 2 months. So outside of that, I've just been prospecting, posting online and trying to, you know, keep up with the leads there. So other than that, you know, nothing much going on.
You're doing the exact action that you need to be doing. Even though you are working with people, you never want to stop that prospecting, because eventually those
Yeah.
people are going to dry up, meaning that, you know, they're going to buy or sell, and you don't want to start over. You just want that continuous wheel of
Yeah.
clients coming in.
Yeah, and I'm definitely getting a lot of feedback. But I have been considering signing up with Redex.
Mhm.
Because since I became licensed, all my leads have been, you know, organic, like, you know, through social media. But the quality of the leads, you know, it's a bunch of dead ends, you know. So I have been thinking about signing up with Redex to kind of expand my, you know, my lead prospect. So I think I am going to do that by the end of today. So I've been kind of playing with it, but I said, you know what, let me just go ahead and do it. So I'm gonna just go ahead and get that done.
And I'll drop the Redex link in the chat box. Also talk to Carol about it. Like, Carol hits those phones every day. I mean, she makes thousands of calls a week.
Okay.
She's big into it. She just stepped out for a minute, but she'll be back.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
All right. Cornelius.
Hey, how's it going?
Going good. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Well, I ended the month with one closing for 200,000, and I have 3 that are supposed to close this month.
Look at that. All right.
Yeah. So, but they're all buyers. So I'm trying to figure out how to shift and transition from you know, working with 85, well, probably like 90% buyers to just transition it, because I want it basically half and half. I want to work with more listings because I feel like I can just maybe get more done with more listing in a sense. So just trying to figure out ways to make that transition, and also been considering the Redex, the Keep Current Matters, and trying to do you sent out a mailing sheet, so I'm trying to get started on that mailing sheet because I haven't been proactive with that. So, you know.
Yeah, Redex is going to be a good route to go, or like any of those services, but Redex is going to be a good route to go to start getting in more sellers. Something to note though, if you do what we talk about here in Power Unit, you're going to see that natural transition of buyers to sellers, especially as your career goes on, because buyers do become sellers, you know. And so you're going to get to a point where it's going to tip, and you're going to notice like you have all the people who you sold homes to a couple years ago are now popping up to buy. But as far as getting them right now, you know, we should all really be focusing on listings, especially how the market is going, specifically here in Texas. But just reaching out, cold calling, door knocking, that type of deal, like that's how you get sellers. Be a problem solver. Guessing you're writing. All right, Derek.
How's it going, everybody? My name's Derek. I'm a new agent here. My plan this week is to get all my Facebook ads set up. I run my Facebook ads for another business I do, and it's just killing it. So I'm hoping that real estate goes the same way. So my plan is to dig in. I've been doing a lot of research and watching a lot of Jason's videos and whatnot, and this is the week that I'm getting ready to dig into all of it. So that's my plan for this week.
All right. Let me know at the end of the week that you got it done.
Will do.
I'm gonna come stalking you. Being like, what's up?
Jason knocking at my door.
Yes, sir.
Hey man, how many calls have you made this week?
Right, all that. Okay, so what's your goal for February?
My goal for February, I mean, I'd like to get one deal. I mean, I don't think that that's crazy, and I think that that's kind of where I'm looking at right now. I do have one closing here. Sorry, my daughter's getting ready to run in here.
You're good.
I do have one closing here coming up on the 10th, so I'm hoping just to start to try and get one a month.
Nice, nice. Oh, look at her.
Can you say hi?
That's funny. This is a power unit first time event right here. Awesome, man. Okay, we'll talk soon. All right, Calvin, you're up. We can't hear you though.
Calvin, you're unmuted, but we still don't hear you.
I don't know. We can come back to you if it gets working. All right, Beverlyn, your turn. You're muted. You got to unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're good.
How are you today?
Doing well. How are you?
Coming along. Things are picking up, doing much better.
Good.
I had printer issues, so I got that straight, and I am pushing on. But meanwhile, what I did was I got out in the neighborhood, and I did some door knocking. So I did 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you're familiar, but I'm in the Bird Street area. The Bird Street, Mockingbird, Renwood, and that area.
Mm-hmm.
And things are going pretty fast over here. So I just got out and did some walking, did some prospecting, knocking on doors and handing out cards and talking to my neighbors just to see if they're interested. And I was able to pick up one possible and maybe another 2 that are that have kids that are interested in renting. Mm-hmm. So that worked out fine during the time that I was down with my printer issues.
Yeah. Nice. I'm glad you made use of it. With that door knocking and those people who are interested, try to provide them with as much value as possible for whatever they're looking to do.
Okay, will do. So just working on my my modules and trying to get that completed and get caught up because I was down with without my printer working. Mm-hmm. So just trying to do that and get caught up. And meanwhile, I'll probably do some more door knocking.
Nice. That's good that you're getting out there doing that.
I seem to work very well face to face.
Yeah. Nice.
Connecting directly with my clients or prospect clients. Yeah.
Cool. I'm excited for you. All right, let's hop back to Calvin.
All right, can you hear me okay?
Yep, there you go.
All right, sorry about that. All right, so I actually got 2 Facebook ads that did pretty good towards the mid to end of last month. So I went ahead and reactivated those. They literally added 30% more to my schedule as far as scheduled calls. I've been really consistent on RedX. Every morning is slightly different. Now I'm starting to incorporate that in my afternoon schedule as well. Just talking to expireds, FSBOs, had a really good conversation with someone today that wants me to follow up in 2 weeks. So it's a follow-up game. RedX is most definitely not something that may turn into an opportunity that same day, but it most definitely, takes some time, after you're, putting everything together and you're building it. So, and recently I just got, I got 5 pre-approvals in the last few days. Nice. I've been giving them a lot. Buyers. I've always had attracted a lot of buyers. Just like the other guy said, trying to just focus more on listings. And that's where I love about RedX is that it gives me at least an opportunity to make 40, 50, 60 phone calls, per day, and I can control that. I know for a fact that I'm able to talk to a certain amount of sellers. So my goal for the month, actually for the year, is 60 units. And so I'm kind of far away. I only sold 1 last month. I have about 11 under contract, and a few deals just been falling apart, and so now I got some that should be CTC. I got about 4 or 5 deals that should be CTC, but they should have been last month. But you guys know how this game is. So,
Yeah.
But that's essentially where I am right now, and just calling older clients and just making sure that I keep my schedule full as far as calling clients all day.
Nice. Love to hear that. Great job, man. I want to ask everyone a couple of questions, and literally 2 questions. This is you're either going to raise your hand on the first one or you're going to raise your hand on the second one. But everybody should answer this. Raise your hand if you feel like you don't have enough time in the day. Okay. Raise your hand if you feel like you have too much time in the day. Okay. Great. And the reason why I wanted to find that out is to see where you were head-wise with the time that you do have in your business. So the time that you have to get things done. I'm sure you've all heard of that quote, we all have 24 hours in the day. And at the end of the day, it is true. We all have the same 24 hours. But we clearly saw how half of you feel like that 24 hours is not enough, and the other half feel like it's more than enough. You have more time on your hands right now. The mistake that I see people do, especially in sales, specifically real estate sales, is spending that time in the wrong place. Whether you are on the left side or the right side, whether you raise your hand for the first question or that second question, you're putting your time in areas that probably aren't the highest and best use of your time. Okay. Everyone thinks that you have to be super busy as a real estate agent to be being productive or to be getting stuff done, when in actuality, like, I know some people who are so busy and who say that they don't have any time and they don't have $1 to show for it. They don't have any results to show for it. They seem like they're always working, rushing around here. When at the end of the day, I ask them what they're doing, and they're telling me that they're doing something that I know in my head is not going to do anything for them. But then I can also look at those people and see the ones just kind of sitting around waiting for something to fall out of the sky. And I'm like, what you doing? And they're like, oh, I'm studying this, or, oh, I'm thinking about this, or and I'm just like, that's not going to get you anywhere either. And so where is that balance with us as business people, with us as salespeople? What are those activities? How should that day truly be structured to where you are being as productive as possible? Okay. How well, let me ask you this question. How well do you feel like you know your business right now? If I was to ask you, how much money has the business brought in this year? How many units here? How many units there? What's projected here? How many of you feel like you would know those exact numbers? Don't be ashamed. Okay, Carol and Orlando, I got you. First part of being a business owner, you need to know where your business stands, don't you? You need to know what your business looks like. You need to know what your day looks like, what your week, what your month. I asked everybody here, what was your goal for this month? Some people gave me closing goals, so how many you wanted to close, and other people gave me a week's worth of an activity or a day's worth of an activity. When I'm talking about a whole month's worth of time here, a whole month's worth of hours here. Okay. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I really want you to think bigger and think outside of just one activity, one thing that you do. And then once you finish it, you say that you're done for the day. And I hate that term, by the way. I hate that I'm done for the day. I don't feel like we are ever done. But I feel like people, specifically real estate agents, aren't doing the right activities. And that's what I want to fix. So how do we do that? How should our day actually be structured? Many of you have probably gone through the time blocking activity in Power Unit where we break down the colors and everything. But truly, what is the perfect day? What does that day need to look like for you to be running it and carrying yourself like a true business owner, like a true professional? All right. Now, there is a lot of people who will want to use the newbie agent excuse, and they'll run with that for years. I know this one person, they've been in the business 3 years and they still say, well, you know, since I'm new, I'm doing this. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to tell you the word that I say, but you ain't new at this point. You ain't new, you know. Now, the way that you are doing your actions, it would appear as if you were new because you are acting like this is your first day in the business. You're doing actions that a person should be doing their first, second day, maybe their first and third month. But by now, 90 days in, you should be making some money. Okay, so let's talk about where we're spending our time. How should that perfect day look? Well, I'm going to tell you, here's the first activity that all of you need to have in your day. And some of you know what I'm going to say, but it's a daily meeting. It's a daily meeting. If you have a team, it needs to be with your team. If it's just you, it needs to be with just you. But it is a daily meeting to start your day. You as the business owner, you need to know what your business is looking like every single day. If I randomly call you up and ask you how much income has your business brought in, you should be able to tell me. And if you can, I'm going to think that you're BSing. You need to have a daily meeting to set the intention for the day as well. What is this day going to truly look like? Here's why people don't maximize their time daily, because they're just going through the motions. They're just moving from one thing to the next. They're not necessarily checking off anything because they don't have anything written down to check off. You're just running from your mind like, oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do this. And then what? Guess what happens? You start feeling flustered because your mind is flustered. Your mind feels like it's out of time because it doesn't know what needs to be done. It doesn't truly know what to do next. It just knows that you have a lot to do. And so you feel like you don't have enough time because you have a lot to do. But what do you truly have to do? And how long is it really going to take? How long is it really going to take? A Facebook ad should not take 24 hours. If it does, you need to get somebody else to do that. Posting something on Facebook should not take 3 hours. If it does, that's not your calling. Okay, so let's talk about this morning meeting. First thing you do when you get in the office or when you get to your desk, whatever, you have this morning meeting. Now you need to go over these things. Go over specific assignments. Specific assignments. So these are things that need to be completed in your business. Not these great ideas. Oh, I got this idea that I want to give everybody on the street of Peppermint. No, we're not talking about these great ideas. We're talking about specific assignments that need to be done. If you're in the process of onboarding at a brokerage, if you're in the process of getting your listing packet together, if you're in the process of doing anything that's going to get you from point A to point B, that is specific and it needs to be written down. So you need to go over these specific assignments. Some people, they draw these assignments out so long. You draw this assignment out so long because you know that it needs to be done, but you haven't sat down and taken an account of truly how long is this going to take and what actions are needed to complete this. Because if you knew those actions, you knew this step 1, 2, and 3, it would be done already. It wouldn't be taking a week, 2 weeks, a month to do. So you need to go over those specific assignments. Then next thing you should do, especially for those of you who are trying to be hitting Red X and door knocking and things like that, you need to do some form of role play every day. Do some form of role play. Now, a role play can consist of you practicing a script. It can consist of you standing in the mirror, going over a script. It can consist of you calling somebody else from Power Unit, role playing. But you need to go over a role play. This is a muscle that needs to be strengthened. You need to get good at selling in real estate. You can generate a 100 leads, but if you can't convert any of those leads, you suck as a salesperson. This is why we role play. You need to know how to ask for a referral. Let me ask you this. How many of you feel comfortable asking for a referral? Okay. Referrals are the way that my business runs now. And it's because I know how to ask for a referral. I'm comfortable with it. So that's something you want to role play. You need to role play an upset client. Lots of agents lose deals over upset clients because you don't know how to handle that. Okay. You need to role play a cold call for sale by owner, expired, canceled. Some of you need to practice cold calling other agents because you don't know how to talk to other agents. You watch a TV show and think you need to get on this phone talking crazy to me, you're going to get hung up on. So you need to role play, okay? Get good at this. Next, go over your schedule. Go over your schedule. And if you have a team, you need to know the key players' schedules every day. What are your listing agents doing? What are your buyer's agents doing? What is your assistant working on today? What is your transaction coordinator working on? Don't put yourself in a stressful position when you ask them for something and you're assuming that it's done and it's not because you didn't keep up with it. Know what their schedules are. Is your team's schedule aligned with what y'all's goals are? Are your actions, is your schedule aligned with what your goal is? If you have a goal of selling 50, 100, 200 homes, that schedule is going to look a lot different from someone who has a goal of only selling 10 homes. So how does your schedule look? Does it look like 100 homes sold agent, or does it look like 10, maybe 15? Because they look a lot different. Next, you need to go over your leads. Go over your leads daily. Money in this business is in the follow-up. It's in the follow-up. But unfortunately, the reason why people fail at the follow-up is not because they don't want to, because we all know we need to follow up. It's because they don't have good lead tracking. Every lead that you get, Facebook, Instagram, a phone call, a door knock, open house, whatever, you need to track this lead. It needs to be tracked, written down somewhere, where it came from. If it came from another agent, who is that agent? What is their name, email address, phone number? Okay, this needs to be on your lead tracker and you need to write this down immediately. Once you get this lead, if you don't, you're going to forget it. Don't just say to yourself, oh, I got it in a text message. I can just refer back to it. Don't just say to yourself, oh, it's in an email. Write this lead down. What you're going to notice that you're actually generating more leads than you think. It may seem like you're not generating a lot of leads because you're not physically seeing them written down, getting longer and longer. What that lead tracker is going to tell you when you look at those leads every day is, who do I need to call today? Who do I need to follow up with? Who needs to hear my voice? Who do I need to visit? What's the status with this person? And then the next thing that you're going to do in this morning meeting is you're going to delegate. Some of you are doing things that you should not be doing in your day. Some things need to be reserved for the weekend. Some things need to be sent to a VA. Some of these things you need to spend $10 on Fiverr and get somebody to do it for you. Figure out what needs to be delegated. Who can help me with this? Now, when you are figuring out who needs to get what, when you're running a team, when you're running an organization, when you have an assistant, always be able to answer who, what, when, where, why, and how. With any task, who needs to do it? What is it? What is the actual task? What is the specific task? When does it need to get done? This is a big one. A lot of people, you don't set deadlines. I'm mad if something's not done by a certain time. I'm angry. Like, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with being angry when things aren't done by a certain time, because I set that time for a reason. It's not just for my pure satisfaction. If it was for my pure satisfaction, it would be done minutes after I say it, but that's not realistic. So when I do set a win, I'm true to that. I've already put in buffers. I've even put in a buffer when it is absolutely necessary, but I'm very clear about when something has to be done. In your business, be very clear about when something has to be done. If you know that you want to get a Facebook ad up, when does that Facebook ad need to be up? And does your schedule look like it is going to be done by that day? Are the actions in your schedule, is your to-do list, are those specific assignments helping this to get done by that deadline? You know, I know people who take months to get Red X, or to start cold calling, or to start door knocking, when all that takes is a decision. Literally 2 clicks of a mouse, feet on the pavement, walk down the street. You know, so set those deadlines. When does it need to get done? Where, why, and how? Okay, things need to be done the right way. How do we go about this? How does it get done? What's needed? And then I like to set priorities. Okay, A, B, and C priority. For any task, anything on my to-do list, any specific assignment, we have A, B, and C priority. These are even for things that I delegate out. Okay, so an A is something that needs to be done before the end of the day. So this is a today item. Today item. A B item is within the next 48 hours. So either today or tomorrow, depending on time, but tomorrow is the hard stop. 48 hours. And then a C item is anything before the end of the week. You can choose what you want your end of the week to look like. Mine's is Friday. If you want yours Saturday or Sunday, it's totally up to you. But a C is before the end of the week. When you delegate things to people, you set priorities to them when they need to be done. When you create tasks for yourself, you set priorities. When does it need to be done? This is your daily meeting that you need to have every single day. It needs to keep you on track. The reason why you have this daily, okay, think about this. We discussed all this stuff Monday, right? We got it all laid out. It's all on our list. We got priorities on Monday, but I didn't go back Tuesday. I didn't go back Wednesday. I didn't go back to it until that next Monday. You know what I'm going to be mad when I see? I'm going to see things that I set as a priority A or B, where now we're a whole week later and it's still not done. It's going to make me mad. I'm going to see a lead tracker that's not updated. I'm going to see assignments that are being drawn out. And what do? We just say to ourselves, okay, well, I'm going to really get it done this week. I'm going to really knock it out this week. And the same thing happens. You need to hold yourself accountable. Be serious about this. You will get so much more done if you know what you're doing. If you're serious about your deadlines, if you are realistic about what you're trying to accomplish, you will get so much more done. This is a system. Okay? What I just gave you was a system, and it's simple, but it's a system. Don't get 5 years down into your real estate career and say, oh, I just need systems. I just need systems. This is a system. A daily meeting is a system. And guess what? It may sound easy and you may say, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to do that. But it's not as easy. And you know what the hard part about it is? I'm sure you can guess. It's being consistent with it. It's actually doing it every day. Has anybody ever tried the daily meeting? Maybe tried it for a little while. You still doing it, Carol? Nope.
Well, kind of yes and kind of no.
Okay.
I actually review everything 3 to 4 times a week.
Mhm.
And so I usually do that at the end of the day, and I make sure like my schedule, like, because everything's time blocked now. So my schedule is pretty tight. So I'm just going, like you said, now I just kind of refine it and I look and I'm like, is this the highest and best use of my time? Type stuff. So I don't sit down every day now and do it because now I kind of have everything systematically set up.
Gotcha. Do
That's
it
not a good
daily.
answer, is it? Okay.
Okay. So first thing that we're doing every day, we're doing our daily meeting. We're knocking that stuff out. Now I gave y'all the real simplified daily meeting, but I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna get another one in a couple of months with me. It's gonna be a whole lot more, but you need to get in the habit of at least having this one and at least doing this one. I think Carol, maybe even Bernard, has seen the full expanded daily meeting where we literally get into each deal, each transaction, it's so much longer, but you need to get into the habit of having this high level daily meeting first. Okay. So after you finish your daily meeting, bam, you're hopping into your green time activities. And the first green time activity of the day is going to be your prospecting. Hitting that phone. Yep. You're sure right. Hitting that phone. Okay. You're on the phone for the next couple of hours. We all have someone to call. We all have someone to call. And if you want to challenge me on it and just get grimy and you feel like you really don't have someone to call, go to whitepages.com, start calling phone numbers on there. We all have someone to call. I'm sure many of you have a phone book full of people on your phone. You have a Facebook full of people, LinkedIn, Instagram. You got all these places full of people. You have someone to call. Those of you who have RedX, you have people. This is going to take up 2 hours of your time. Fill it up. Don't
I do 2 hours of RedX, and then I do my power hour every day.
Nice.
Then on Mondays, I generally see you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Every day.
Yep. So call them. Call the people. Call everyone. Call anyone. I like to go by the theme days. So Mondays, we call our favorite people, our VIPs. You should have made a list of them. The goal is to have 50 VIPs. Tuesday, you call your current clients. So your current clients and everyone involved. So you're calling the lenders, you're calling the title companies, the attorneys, the inspectors. If you're doing that part, you're calling the other agents, and then you're calling your client and giving a well-rounded update. You're eliminating all that he said, she said, oh, the lender told me this, or any documents that need to be done that your client hasn't gotten to whoever yet. You're getting a well-rounded update to provide to your client every Tuesday. Wednesday, you're calling your new and your old leads. Here's what I mean by new and old leads, because people kind of get this confused sometimes. They're like, oh, so if a lead comes in Monday, do I not call them until Wednesday? Yeah, you better call them on Monday. But I'm talking about those people who were in your database who might have said, we're not ready for 3 months, or we want to wait 6 months or 60 days, or we're trying to work on our credit. That's an example of an old lead. You're circling through them, keeping them in contact. If you're generating Facebook leads, you're keeping up with these people. Open house leads that you probably got from the weekend or the weekend before or the weekend before that, you're calling them. So that's Wednesday. Thursday is your past clients. Anybody who you've ever worked with. Your past clients. And then Friday, you're making those new referral partner relationships and calling your referral partners. So you have builders, you have attorneys, you have stylists, you have wedding planners, you have city officials, all these people that you are creating these referral partner relationships with. Make that a goal of 50 as well. You have 50 referral partners. All you ask is one deal a year. Bam. There goes 50 deals right there. You have 50 VIPs. All you ask for is one deal a year. Bam. Another 50. Now I'm sitting at 100. Haven't even generated any Facebook lead. Haven't paid for nothing yet. Okay. And that's the goal. It's where you want to get things. But you have to make the calls. So you're going to do that. You're going to hit those phones for a couple of hours. Then go ahead, take a little break, go to lunch. Now, what I do is I reserve the afternoon for appointments. Put the appointments in the calendar before you actually have them. So put that time in the calendar for a listing presentation. Put that time in the calendar for your buyer's consultations. Put that time in the calendar for showings. And your job when you're making these calls is to fill clients during those time blocks that you already have. Okay, we're speaking it into existence at that point. Your job when you get on the phone, you have an opening between 2 and 4 for that listing appointment. It's already in your calendar. So you have a goal now, and your goal is to make sure you get clients in those time blocks. And you're not stopping until you get clients in those time blocks. Well, Chasten, I really tried hard and I don't have a client. All right, well, you're perfecting your listing presentation, your buyer's consultation during that time. You're perfecting it. You're role playing it. You're making sure it's right. So when you do have those appointments, you're closing every single one of them. Okay, so you're gonna do that. Reserve that afternoon for those meetings, for those people. Now, of course, we get real granular with this moving forward, but that's your sales system right there. That's your sales system. The base, the foundation of your daily sales system, of your daily calendar, is prospecting and going on appointments. That's the highest and best use of your time. The highest and best use of your time. And if you're not doing that, you're doing everything else that is not going to make you any money. You're doing everything else that needs to be delegated to someone else. Your highest and best use is getting the business and closing the business. It's prospecting and going on those appointments. That's what you need to be doing daily. If you have too much time on your hands, there you go. That's your activity. If you don't have enough time on your hands, I'm hoping all of your time is filled with those two things. And if not, it's time for you to get an assistant. It's time for you to get 2 assistants, 3. Bam. How many do you need to where you can get back to generating the business and closing it? Okay. Nobody's going to do it as good as you. Nobody's going to do it as good as you. All right. Any questions? Any takeaways?
Hey, Chasten, I did have a question. This is Calvin. I had a question. Now, what do you consider a VIP client? Is it like a person that refers you a lot of people, or what do you consider a VIP?
Yeah, so once somebody refers me any piece of business, they become a VIP. And then I also have those past clients that I just truly adore that are VIPs as well. You can put whales on your VIP list, but you need to have a relationship with these people. They're people that you wouldn't mind kicking back, having a good lunch with. You can sit there and talk to. They are people that without a doubt, if anybody's talking real estate, they're gonna praise your name. They're gonna refer the people to you. You're not trying to convince a VIP. A VIP, you're more so trying to take care of them for what they're doing for you. Make sense?
Absolutely. No, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Yep.
Talking about setting up or establishing relationships with referral partners. Are there any videos or anything on how that conversation goes?
Of course. Of course. I'll get you one.
All right, cool.
I have a takeaway from
Yep.
what you were talking about with scheduling. So every morning, we have a team meeting at 9. So every morning I've been going on our CRM platform, Brivity, and I just go through all of my leads, and that if there's no tasks set, I go through them, I look at the interaction, and I plan on setting a task for that day, either a follow-up, if I gotta look for properties, just so I know I have to talk to that one person.
Yep.
And then I do that every day just so I make sure that there are no overdues, there's no leads that don't have any tasks set at all. So that's what I started implementing about a week ago.
Nice. Nice to hear that, Nick. All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, I have a question. This is Cornelius.
Yep.
But it's not really in regards to what we spoke about today.
What's up?
It's in regards to the Facebook ads, and I viewed your videos on it, but I can't make mine specific. It don't allow me to do any type of targeting when I try to do a Facebook ad.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to refer you to someone who can help you with that. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it's a video from years ago that you watch, and Facebook has changed up things a lot. Me personally, I don't generate Facebook leads anymore personally, because I don't feel like it's the best time of me doing. I'd rather focus on those people within my sphere and past clients, but I'll refer you over to someone who can help you with your Facebook ads.
Okay, thank you.
If you don't mind sending that over to me too, Jason.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
This is Beverly. You can send it to me too.
Gotcha. I'll just post them in the Facebook
Just post
group.
it. Yeah.
I'll just post them in the Facebook group. All right.
With that being said, Jason, is that something you like? If I wanted to bring a buyer's agent and I preferred to work with my own sphere, and I bring in a buyer's agent to work with those leads on Facebook, is that a way you would go about it? Because I think I feel the same way. I don't think the leads from Facebook are as good as the ones that I generate organically.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, and I like those types of leads for buyer's agents because you can turn them on and turn them off, as they're getting acclimated to talking to more people daily, going on more appointments. You may want to pause them for a little bit of time, but then it'll also teach great follow-up, because those ads, you got to follow up with them for a while, and just hope that they convert. So to me, they are more of a strengthening tool and something that can help them in the long run. And hey, if a few of them turn into a deal, that's even better, but at least it's interaction with real people and showing the grind.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
So is it wrong that my takeaway is that I'm definitely on the right track?
That you're definitely on the right track? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would hope so. You've been here.
You can call me and be like, Cal, where you at? I'm like, I got this many deals. I got this many other closed. This how much closed the volume. This how much money I made.
But Carol, and that's what's supposed to happen. That's where the growth is coming. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, and whatever, it is what it is. But unfortunately, a lot of people get in coaching and they just listen and they don't put action behind it. And what you've done is you've actually put action behind it. And that's why you are seeing the results that you're seeing. Just know that you're doing it right. You're doing it right. It's time to take you to the next level. So yeah, it works.
Thank you. And now it's lunchtime. So on that, I'm out. Everybody have a good.
All right, everybody. Goodbye, y'all. See you next week.
Bye.